The rest of these units are what you're going to be using to make the blocks within the quilt top. And you can do it two different ways. One is that you can pre-sew your corners onto the rectangle unit like this. Now if you do that, you just have to make sure that your solid fabric rectangle that you've sewn your two lines on has the angle going in the correct direction. The worst thing in the world would be to sew these on and have all of these drawn this way. So I think it's easier to start out with this, pair it right sides together with the pieced rectangles without the corners on there. And then when you sew this to it, you'll end up with a half square triangle and then a pieced half square triangle. Now, what we want to do after you sew those into half square triangles then is add the corners. Okay, here are two units now that have been sewn. This is the large half square triangle, this is the pieced two rectangles, and with the corner sewn on. So now you have one unit where the seams are pressed out, one unit where the seams are pressed in, and you're going to put these together along this edge. When you do that, instead of pinning these to make sure that these points come out, butt the seams up together so that they lock in place, and then put a little dot of glue from your glue stick, water-soluble Elmer's glue stick, right here in the corner, and then pinch it and hold it together so that you don't have to pin and have it buckle. Then you're going to sew down this, and you will end up with all of your units looking like this. Then you rotate half of the units and you piece them together, and again you're just going to put a little dot of glue in your seam allowance to pinch and hold these together to make sure your points come out perfectly. And then here it is. By doing it that way, you end up with your 1/4 inch seam allowance a 1/4 inch away from the point so that you have all of your points perfect. All of these match up. And that's your block. Okay, here's your diagram now. You're going to take all those star points and your 4 corner squares that are 4.5 inches, and you're going to just piece them together in rows. Or you can piece the center and then piece around it. However you feel more comfortable. Most of you know how to piece a star. Then you're going to take these finished blocks and you're going to put them together in this order. So you'll have 2 together, 4 together, and then the row. And then you're going to have the bottom, which is exactly the same as the top, it's just rotated. And then you'll have a line of blocks across the center. Then you're going to piece it row to row to row to row to row. Now your border, these are the unpieced, so that in here, these are just made from the solid half square rectangles, excuse me, not the pieced rectangles. So all of these, you're just going to sew together like it shows here, add your 4 corners to it, and then piece your sides, and then your top and your bottom to your quilt top. Then you have the whole quilt top completed and you're ready to put the applique on. Let's walk through the applique really quickly.